I guess we have to talk about the Surface Duo June update briefly. They didn't update anything. They just didn't. There's nothing in it.
Oh, yeah.
So that has me thinking your Pixel 5 is already running Android 12.
Mm-hmm.
Android 11 is out. My Fold has been running Android 11 since I bought it several months ago. The Duo still runs Android 10 because it's the Duo. I've not heard any updates to this, but the last rumors I heard was that Android 11 was coming in August. So my prediction is that June update was nothing. July update will probably be very small, and then maybe August is the Android 11 update, and then 2 months later we get Duo 2.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's probably what they're doing.
So you think that they've totally just stopped working on the Duo altogether?
I think that they've stopped working on Android 10. I think that they're like, okay, like we're good with Android 10. Let's move on to 11. I think that's probably true. And you got to figure too that Duo 2 will be announced in early October.
Mm-hmm.
So you figure we're really not that far off. So how long?
Sorry, I was gonna ask. Did they say that they changed anything in the update?
Not really. No, the changelog just says that they improved device stability, which doesn't mean anything.
They say that every time.
Right. It also was 84 megabytes. So no, like there's nothing. There's nothing. It's too small. So keep in mind that Duo 2 will be running Android 11. We know this. And Duo 1's running Android 10. And they're not going to. It just makes sense that they have moved on to 11 on Duo 2. So that's kind of what I think is going to happen. Actually, I saw a post on Reddit earlier where somebody was like, oh, it's weird that there's been no rumors about Duo 2. That's not true. There's been plenty of rumors about Duo 2. It's just that the big publications aren't covering them because they don't think anybody cares.
Yeah.
So really quickly, I'm just going to, off the top of my head, run through what we know about Duo 2. We know that it is going to be a little bit thicker than the original Duo.
Mm-hmm.
We know that they are adding, I say no, 99%. We know that they're adding an external camera. So you've got your selfie camera inside. They're adding a camera to the outside. And this camera will almost certainly have a bump, which means that either Duo 2 will not close all the way in phone mode, or there will be a divot in the backside here.
They wouldn't just make it not closable because people are going to be like,
yeah, I think that would be a really bad idea. Right. It would be a bad idea. Thicker camera bump on the outside, probably a divot on the other side. The bezels, which honestly never bothered me, but the bezels are going to shrink, which would make the screens taller. Because I've saw people say, oh, I've heard Duo 2 will have a taller aspect ratio. That they're shrinking. They're shrinking the width. They're not shrinking the width necessarily. They're just making it taller, which is fine. Because the bezels are shrinking a little bit. So fair enough there. What else? Android 11 will be there at launch. Modern specs, so Snapdragon 888, NFC, wireless charging may be there, but definitely NFC. So I mean, there's been a lot of rumor. We know a lot about it already. It's just not getting covered. Nobody's talking about it. You're not going to go on The Verge and see a rundown of Duo 2 rumors because they just don't care. Because the Duo it's kind of already being looked at as like
a flop.
A flop, kind of a disaster, and like it's not really worth covering, unfortunately. And it is what it is. Sad. I think that the second one's going to be a pretty big improvement, though, over the first one. The question is, hardware-wise, it's going to be much better. Software-wise, we got to see Android 11 to know what the hell is going on, because Android 10 has been a disaster.
Do you have any guesses about like aesthetically what it's going to look like?
Almost identical to the Duo.
Okay, so you think they're going to stick with the glass and it's going to be white or whatever?
Yeah, I mean, they wouldn't shock me if they added, because they tested a black color that was played with for a while, so it wouldn't surprise me if they threw in another black one, which I would love.
They need to go all out, get some crazy colors in there, make it look a little more rugged. little more durable.
They like this
the glass.
They like this glass glass aesthetic, and I do think it feels good. But I do also I've not seen this directly, or no one's told me this, but like there's no way that it's going to be the same shitty plastic on the edge. They're going to have to do something to strengthen that, because everybody's charging port broke. Like everybody's charging port broke. So that's going to have to get fixed as well. But it's going to look very similar to the original Duo, other than the things that I mentioned. It's going to look very, very similar. From everything I've seen indicates that. I also see a lot of people asking, should I buy the Duo now at its diminished price, or should I wait for the Duo 2? And I made a video about this too, but I keep seeing this question a lot, and this is a question that evolves over time. Increasingly, no, you should not buy the Duo. The longer you wait, the more you should just continue waiting for the second one. At this point, you could get a Duo now for $500-$600, absolutely. And look, maybe Android 11 comes out and it turns it into a whole new device, and it's just way, 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 way better. But I don't think that's probably going to happen. I think it'll be maybe a little bit better. But Duo 2 is going to be... You have to keep this in mind. Duo 2 is the hardware is going to be so much better than the first Duo in terms of missing features. You're going to have a camera you're going to be able to use. You're going to have NFC. You're going to have a modern processor, which sounds like that's as big of a deal, but more RAM, modern processor, durability issues will be addressed. If you're going to, I bought this thing for $600, are you going to regret that in 2-3 months when you know the Duo 2 is that much better?
Yeah, and you can put that money towards the new one.
Sure. If you're not going to regret that, then you know, whatever, go for it, buy it. But I think most people probably would.